I think because it was Devonport, and after the war, you had to, they had funds to renew it, and what they did to Devonport was take the funds for from the war effort, or from the war allowances, and they put them into Plymouth.
This noble facade is the front entrance to what was once the old Devonport Guildhall. Over there is the Oddfellows Hall, and between the two is a little piece of architectural elaboration known quite simply as the column.
It was really a spectacular view looking up through with Fulston's housing and the Guildhall at the end.
But I remember it was Alderman Creeber who did the opening ceremony, and everybody was kind of in the main hall. There was quite a lot of enthusiasm and excitement about it, and people were kind of seeing it as a new opportunity.
The official opening came from council leader George Creeber, himself a native of Devonport.
I think back in the 1953, if you saw a picture of Devonport and the Guildhall was squat in the middle, and it was flats after flats. I think it was about 9 or 11 rows of just flats and flats and flats from here to Marlborough Street.
And it is a beautiful building. It's Fulston's. John Fulston did a whole avenue, terrace of houses, both sides of the street. All those were knocked down. The only thing that is left is the Egyptian house and the column. The rest of it is gone.
Devonport Guildhall, with the support of Rio, who have given us unlimited access to it, allowing us to use every inch of it that they have access to, mean that this commission for the Devonport Guildhall is going to be very, very exciting. So when we were looking at sites for the Hidden City Festival, we originally looked at the Market Hall in Devonport, and we were hoping to work with the Market Hall, but it quickly became clear that it just wasn't going to be feasible. And it was at that point that Real Ideas organisation, took over the running of the Guildhall. We had conversations with Rio about using the Guildhall, and they unanimously said yes. They were obviously, just taking over it themselves. They wanted to bring some positive attention towards it. It is bringing, what they're doing will be bringing regeneration into the area, which is fantastic. It's going to give the hall a whole new life, a whole new lease of life that it hasn't really had since the sort of late 70s when the community stopped using it.
From the outside, it looks like a great big building, and you think, oh, that's lovely, it's beautiful, I wonder what it's like inside.
Some months ago, there was a positive danger that this group itself would be pulled down and developed. As you can probably hear, the developers are creeping in here all round. Nothing happened, and for the time being at least, it's been saved.
He's moored at last and furled his sails to me high storm along.
So there's two of them down there, and they actually had like the metal grills, obviously where the police would have checked the prisoner in there, and they had these great big thick doors on them, and kind of an arched shape. And I think too, it possibly could have been a little bit scary, because I think in the 80s it was kind of, people hadn't really thought that much about security in those days. So I think eventually they may have installed panic buttons, but I don't think that there was any panic buttons or anything there at the beginning. So, you could sort of be locked in a cell with somebody, and potentially it could have been quite a scary experience.
You didn't come in the main entrance, you went around the side there, and the cells. Because I can remember that when I was young, I mean a girl, they'd get you old, march you up here, throw you in the cells for the night to deter you from being naughty. And that's when you'd come out there the next day and you wouldn't be naughty no more, because they used to lock you in the cell. Clang of the bell, you know, when they locked the door. But I can remember that so easy, so vivid.
Old Stormy's gone, that good old man. To me, why I storm along. Old Stormy's gone, that good old man. To me, why I, Mr. Storm along. He's moored at last and furled his sails. To me, why I storm along. All free from wrecks and far from guiles. To me, why I, Mr. Storm along. A good old skipper to his crew. To me, why I storm along. An able sailor, good and true. To me, why
as you walk around it, you really do get a sense of the past and all the different layers of the past that you can visibly still see. For example, in the library, you can still see the tiles the mortuary would have had, and apparently the rivulets carved into the floor are still there under the carpet, which is presumably where the blood would have run or whatever. But anyway, it is an extraordinary building. I mean, everyone knows it was built by John Fulston and part of a set of buildings for the Civic Centre in Devonport. And now it really is going to have this fantastic future because it will be regenerated by Rio. It will become a centre for community, for arts, for business, and it has this very exciting prospect. So for us, it's fantastic to be there at this point. The building for its regeneration will be beginning in 2009. And we will be able to do this piece which essentially tracks and celebrates the history of Devonport via the Guildhall up to the current day. The Devonport community are incredibly open and engaging and wanting to tell their stories and memories about the place. We've been invited into people's homes. People have brought their souvenirs and mementos and press cuttings to show us. So there's been an incredible response from the community as well. And this piece that's being created is as much for them as it is for anybody else.